Good morning, traders. Hey guys, we got a request from Joe. Thank you, Joe, for the request to break down the Japanese yen currency scanner. So I wanted to go ahead and do that really quick. This is where we're going to end up, but before that, let me just build all of these together so you can kind of see what I'm seeing here. So let's go ahead and clear this chart. So for starters, some of you guys may not know what the currency scanner is. Basically, it's a weighted index of the Japanese yen versus all of the other major currency pairs. So this is not a chart that you can actually take a trade off of, but the idea behind it is so you can really get a grasp of what the yen is doing, and then finding another currency that's weak or strong depending on which way this currency is going. And obviously we're looking like this is a stronger currency. We're looking for breakouts here in the long direction, so finding a weaker currency pair to trade it against. So just to start out with, again, this is the Japanese yen. We're on the day chart. So let's go ahead and build some things. So one thing I really noticed is the beginning of this trend does start out pretty steep, and that's represented here. So you can see just on the left-hand side here, this trend line starts out pretty steep, and immediately the next trend that meets up with this is a little bit more shallow. So you can see 3 touches off that trend line. Now this U-shaped formation happens quite often before a reversal. So you can see it starts to slow down even more and then plateaus. And you can see this consolidation here. Remember, we're on the day chart, so this is a pretty long period of time. We're talking all the way back from 4/13/2017 all the way to the stopping point or the reversal point, which is at the beginning of this year, 2/13, so about February this year. So that this market really shows that we have a good placement from this high to this low of a Fibonacci. So let's place that. So that Fibonacci really was pretty well respected all the way down. It never had a full retrace. In fact, let's just build that Fibonacci slow here. So if we were to go to this low, you can see a 38 retrace there, up here on the high there. So there's first 38 retrace. Then to the next low, we also had a 38 retrace there, which is fantastic, right? Then we have this low, which the 38 retrace was here. So at the beginning of each one of these trends, we have full 38 retrace, which is that classic U-shaped pattern that we see so often in the markets. Now, Joe really pointed out a very good currency, because we have now the beginnings of this breakout back on the 61. So this time when it approached the 38, when it flattened out and started to plateau, it actually broke that 38, immediately went to the 61, back to 38, back to the 61. So obviously consolidating period since March. We've been in this consolidation pattern. It looked short, then it looked long, so if you've seen the yen lately, we've had a lot of movement back and forth until just recently. If you've noticed on the pound yen and all of these, the yen is just starting to take out a lot of these currencies and beat them out pretty good. Lots of trading opportunities. Now, one thing that's pretty, I would say, significant in this sense is that we approached that, we bounced right off the 38, approached that 61, and really pulled a full breakout. So as far as I'm concerned right now, I'm really looking that this is a reversal trend. So to represent that reversal trend a little more apparently is that you can see this is our 61.8 level bouncing between that. It's really a support and resistance area. It's not as well defined one support and resistance line, so I went ahead and used this little box pattern to show that support and resistance area that we've cleared as of yesterday. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm looking long on the Japanese yen, really all around every opportunity that we can get, as long as we hold this level, as long as this is not a fake break, which to me, it really doesn't. Even though we have a little bit of down pressure, and this candlestick today is showing down pressure, as long as we hold this support on the low, I'm going to feel really comfortable with this as a full continuation breakout and heading towards this upper point, towards this zero. To represent that a little more definitively, we can I went ahead and added a parallel channel. So you can see this high on the channel here where I've put it, it really started when it started this push back towards the 38 the first time, we've started that trend on the high, and that trend has been respected multiple times. So I really like that trend line for targeting as far as highs go, and I would imagine once we approach, if we approach that zero, it's probably going to be right on that trend as well. So if that is the case, maybe some consolidation, but as long as we hold both this support and this trend, I'm going to feel really comfortable with buying these lows. If we get, let's say that it does just straight consolidate all the way out to this low, this would be a great point. If it goes directly to this and comes back down to this low and then we get it there, either way, this chart is really setting up extremely nice. So if you guys want to add some trend lines on the low, some trend lines on the high, and add this channel and keep your eyes peeled for this 61.8 to be held, and this being a true breakout, we should have a lot of positions. And whether it's this zero that we go to, or if we break out on this resistance level, obviously we have some more room up here where we've had a triple top over here on the left. You can see 1, 2, 3 really good touches. That's a really good level to target as well. So this channel, this area up in here, I'm really going to look long on the yen for quite a while. As far as news goes with the yen recently as well, it matches up extremely well with the yen kind of pushing all of the markets. One other thing that I noticed as well, it's kind of strange, but this actually looks like a predicator to some of the Bitcoin moves. We saw Bitcoin break out just recently, and then have a retrace, right? It kind of looks like this right now. So Bitcoin and some of the other cryptos, but so that would be the breakout and then the retrace. And if Bitcoin holds like this one did, double bottoms and throws some up pressure candles, we might have a lot of trading opportunity like we've seen in the last few days here on the yen. And of course, this breakout level, for me, I'm feeling really, really comfortable with that. So keep your eyes peeled on this. Of course, if we do have a pop back through and a reversal and it gets down in this area, I'm not going to feel quite as comfortable. It's kind of my, if you will, exit strategy. Obviously, this is not a currency pairing we can trade because we're looking at the currency scanner, but it really gives us a good feel of how the yen is doing right now. So again, just to recap, this level being held, targeting support and resistance here and support and resistance way up here. Let's say this thing just hangs for a minute, goes right up to this level and blows through this level and gets out of this trend. Well, this is a really, really fast moving area in that case. So I like this long, as long as we hold those levels as far as stop losses go. If we get down here, not quite as comfortable, and obviously if we break trend and get outside of this channel, I'll probably see this as a fake break on the 61, and of course at that point we'd have to have our next reversal. This is when I would start to look to short this market. So you can see my 3 support and resistance, really 4 support and resistance levels, being here, this area, and then here being my reversal trend in that case. So that's kind of where I'm looking at on the yen currency scanner. Really feeling comfortable. Thanks again, Joe, for pointing this out. Guys, if you have any other requests, please shoot them to us. I appreciate you guys, and happy trading.